Welcome everybody to the Wrestle Dudes Wrestle Doodles for this month of January 2019. Happy New Year to you guys as we are kicking off this new year with a drawing of New Japan Pro Wrestling superstar and former IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega, and we are going to be creating this superstar for the month of January as a free to download wallpaper for your phone or your tablet or whatever you want to use it for. And if you want to find out how to download this free wallpaper, you can find out at the end of the video, but here I'm going to show you guys how I created this Kenny Omega. And as you're seeing on the face, I did a little bit of a trick here to kind of mess with his face because I want this Kenny Omega to be in the style of the Terminator. Obviously at Wrestle Kingdom, when he had that huge match with Kazuchika Okada, he had that awesome Terminator outfit, so I wanted to replicate that here with this wallpaper drawing. So what you're seeing here is the beginnings of that. We're just going to take some of the skin tone and try and figure out what skin tones we're going to use, and as we go on further and further into this, I'll describe to you how I worked on the hair and also some little tidbits that I've learned about Kenny Omega. And here we go as I'm working on the muscles for the arms. The first little fact that I want to share with you guys that I've learned about Kenny Omega is that he has actually had a match, he has had a rivalry with a certain WWE superstar in the form of Street Fighter. He has had an outstanding rivalry with Xavier Woods. They had a one-on-one matchup back at CEO 2016, and they even had a match. It was the New Day versus the Elite in a battle of Street Fighters. So if you ever wanted to see Kenny Omega versus a WWE superstar, or the Elite versus WWE superstars, that is definitely something that you should check out, as now we are here moving on to the beard, the facial hair of Kenny Omega. I'm going to cut out the little bit around his mouth where his mouth is supposed to be, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. But yeah, this is looking pretty good here. I'm kind of just working on some of the outlining. So it was very hard for his hair. This is what I wanted to get into here. It was very hard for his hair, considering like it's two layers of coloring. So for one layer of coloring, it would have to be the dark brown, and then I would have to go back over with the little penciling tool and then do the light yellow-ish. And with my style here, this little cartoonish type of style, it's a little bit harder, a little bit more difficult, but actually after the recording was over, I went back and fixed a couple things that were wrong with the hair, added some more shading in, and I think it turned out a whole lot better than what you're seeing here. But this is definitely a really good starting point for the hair, and I hope you guys are liking it, how it looks right now. And now as I move on to the wrist tape, some interesting facts that I want to share with you guys. If Kenny Omega's finisher, the one-winged angel, looks familiar to you, it's probably because you've probably seen it on NXT TV used by Killian Dane of the group known as Sanity, although in WWE it is not known as the one-winged angel. In terms of Killian Dane, he uses the move and it is called the ulcer plantation. So a little interesting thing there for you. And now as I start working more and more on the face here, a little more trivia or tidbits here for you. Kenny Omega has not only competed against Chris Jericho, but also WWE superstars that he's competed against are AJ Styles, Kota Ibushi, who competed in the Cruiserweight Classic, and even new NXT superstar Adam Cole of the Undisputed Era has also competed against Kenny Omega in the past. And now as I start to get some of the lining work set for this Terminator face, something I wanted to do for this Terminator face was make it really stand out and give it that Kenny Omega style. So I kept trying to go through these different versions of the face, and actually when you see the eyeball here, the red eyeball, this is not what it will look like in the final product. Instead, once I get the final product done, unfortunately I didn't film this part, but the eye, the red eye itself, will have the Omega symbol in it. So once you guys download this and you see it in its entirety, you'll actually see that it'll have a little red Omega sign in it, just giving it that more Kenny Omega type of feel to it. But yeah, I think this really turned out really good. And now we're just going to go in and do a little bit of shading on the arms and everything, and then we will be done with the final product of Kenny Omega. So there you have you guys, there is your drawing of Kenny Omega in the Terminator style, your first drawing, your first Wrestle Doodle of 2019 for the month of January. You can go ahead and download it by using the link in the description. It is completely free, and you can use it as a wallpaper for your tablet, for your smartphone, for your laptop if you want to, for your Twitter icon or whatever you want. So go ahead and download it right now. And a special thing for next month of February, I'm trying to work on this, but since we were able to get over 200 subscribers in the month of December to get us to over 500 subscribers total, since we were able to get 200 subscribers, next month of February we will be having 2 episodes of the Wrestle Dudes, Wrestle Doodles. It's going to be very difficult for me to do 2, but hopefully I'll be able to do one at the beginning of February and then one towards the end. And since February is the month of Valentine's Day and the month of love, then I figured I'd pick two of my pro wrestling crushes to do drawings of. So who knows? I won't have them in a poll or anything, but who knows? You might be seeing them already for some hints. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Wrestle Dudes, Wrestle Doodles. And with that being said, I would like to wish you all adieu, goodbye, and good night. Bang!